In a move signaling a potential shift in global dynamics, Italy has canceled a $750 million deal with China. This decision underscores the growing complexities of the relationship between the two countries. The canceled deal, involving investments in various sectors, had been hailed as a symbol of closer ties between Rome and Beijing. However, it became increasingly entangled in geopolitical tensions and economic concerns. This cancellation is not merely a bilateral issue, it reflects broader anxieties surrounding China's growing global influence. The decision highlights the delicate balancing act many countries face today. They are caught between the allure of Chinese investment and the strategic imperatives of aligning with traditional Western powers. This event will be closely watched by nations around the world, particularly those grappling with their own engagements with China. The implications of this decision extend far beyond the immediate economic impact. It signals a potential turning point in how the West approaches its relationship with China. The cancellation could embolden other nations to reconsider their own involvement in BRI projects. This decision marks a new chapter in the evolving narrative of China's global rise and the West's response. The outcome will have significant implications for the future of global trade, diplomacy, and security. In 2019, Italy became the first G7 nation to sign on to China's Belt and Road Initiative. This move was seen as a diplomatic coup for Beijing. At the time, Italy's decision was driven by a desire to attract much-needed investment to bolster its struggling economy. The agreement encompassed a wide range of sectors, including infrastructure, energy, and technology. Proponents argued that it would bring significant economic benefits to Italy, creating jobs and boosting trade. However, critics raised concerns about potential debt traps and the erosion of Italy's strategic autonomy. Despite these concerns, the Italian government, then led by a coalition of populist parties, embraced the BRI. This decision, however, was met with mixed reactions within Italy and internationally. Some within the Italian business community welcomed the influx of Chinese investment. Others expressed concern about the long-term implications of becoming overly reliant on China. Italy's decision to join the BRI was met with immediate pushback from its Western allies, particularly the United States and the European Union. They argued that the initiative was a Trojan horse for Chinese influence and posed a direct challenge to the rules-based international order. The United States, under the Trump administration, had already adopted a confrontational stance towards China. The EU, while taking a more nuanced approach, also expressed concerns about China's growing assertiveness and its unfair trade practices. Both the US and the EU pressured Italy to reconsider its involvement in the BRI, arguing that it would undermine Western unity and embolden China. The message was clear. Italy's decision to embrace China's BRI was seen as a betrayal of its Western alliances and a strategic blunder. Beyond the geopolitical considerations, growing economic concerns also played a role in Italy's decision to cancel the $750 million deal. There were fears that the influx of Chinese investment could lead to debt dependency, mirroring the experience of other countries that had signed onto BRI projects. Critics pointed to examples like Sri Lanka and Djibouti, where Chinese loans for infrastructure projects had led to unsustainable debt burdens. They argued that Italy, with its already high public debt, could be vulnerable to similar pressure. Furthermore, concerns were raised about the potential for China to gain control over critical infrastructure in Italy, such as ports and telecommunications networks. This raised alarm bells about national security and the potential for espionage. These economic concerns, coupled with the geopolitical pressure from the West, created a climate of growing skepticism towards the BRI in Italy. This ultimately led to the decision to cancel the $750 million deal. Section 5. A shift in China's investment strategy, from quantity to quality. Italy's cancellation of the $750 million deal coincides with a potential shift in China's global investment strategy. After years of pursuing an aggressive approach, characterized by pouring billions of dollars into infrastructure projects worldwide, China appears to be adopting a more cautious and selective approach. This shift is driven by several factors. Firstly, China's economic growth has slowed in recent years, prompting a reassessment of its spending priorities. Secondly, the BRI has faced growing criticism and pushback from the West, leading to increased scrutiny and skepticism towards Chinese investments. Thirdly, Beijing has faced criticism over the opaque nature of its lending practices and the allegations of debt trap diplomacy. In light of these challenges, China appears to be shifting its focus from quantity to quality. Instead of pursuing mega-projects with questionable economic viability, Beijing is now prioritizing smaller-scale investments with a greater emphasis on sustainability, transparency, and mutual benefit. It remains to be seen whether this will be enough to allay Western anxieties about the BRI. Section 6. The future of global trade regionalization or balanced partnerships. The cancellation of the Italy-China deal raises broader questions about the future of global trade and the trajectory of globalization. It comes at a time when the world is grappling with the rise of protectionism, the resurgence of great power competition, and the economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic. Some analysts see this event as a sign of a broader decoupling between the West and China, leading to a more fragmented global economy. They argue that the world is moving towards a system of regional trading blocs, with the United States and China at the helm. Others believe that this is a temporary setback for globalization, and that the economic interdependence between nations will ultimately prevail. The future will likely involve a combination of both trends. We can expect to see a greater emphasis on regional partnerships and supply chains, driven by concerns about resilience and security. However, global trade will continue to play a vital role in the global economy. Section 7. Italy's tightrope walk, balancing economic interests and geopolitical realities. Italy's decision to cancel the deal with China highlights the delicate balancing act many countries face in navigating the increasingly complex geopolitical landscape. On the one hand, they are eager to attract foreign investment and expand economic ties with China, which remains a major engine of global growth. On the other hand, they are wary of becoming overly reliant on China and are facing pressure from the United States and other Western allies to align with their strategic objectives. This balancing act is particularly acute for countries like Italy, which have historically strong ties with both the West and China. In the aftermath of the cancellation, Italy will need to carefully manage its relations with both Beijing and its Western allies. It will need to reassure China that it remains open to economic cooperation while demonstrating to the United States and the European Union that it is a reliable partner. Italy's experience serves as a cautionary tale for other countries seeking to engage with China. Section 8. A test case for the Belt and Road implications for China's global ambitions. Italy's cancellation of the $750 million deal poses a significant challenge to China's Belt and Road Initiative. It is a reminder that the BRI is not without its critics, and that China's growing global influence is facing pushback. This event could embolden other countries to reconsider their own involvement in BRI projects, particularly if they face similar geopolitical pressures or economic concerns. It also highlights the importance of transparency, debt sustainability, and respect for local laws and regulations in ensuring the success of BRI projects. For China, the cancellation is a wake-up call. It underscores the need to address the concerns and criticisms leveled at the BRI, and to adopt a more nuanced and collaborative approach. If China fails to adapt and address these concerns, the BRI risks losing its luster and becoming a source of tension rather than cooperation. The cancellation of the Italy deal is a test case for the BRI. Section 9. Conclusion. Unraveling the complexities of the New World Order. The cancellation of the $750 million deal between China and Italy is a microcosm of the broader geopolitical shifts underway in the 21st century. It reflects the growing complexity of the international system, where economic interests are intertwined with strategic considerations. This event serves as a stark reminder that the world is no longer defined by a single superpower or a clear-cut ideological divide. Instead, we are entering an era of multipolarity, characterized by diffusion of power, shifting alliances, and increased competition for influence and resources. The cancellation of the Italy-China deal is a reminder that there are no easy answers, and that navigating these complexities will require skillful diplomacy and strategic thinking. As we move forward, it remains to be seen how the relationship between China and the West will evolve.